London calls to the faraway sound. Now war is declared and battle comes down. London calling to the underworld. Come out of the copper, you boys and girls.
Oh, that's many fake instruments, but I'll not be talking about those. No, this review is all about Rock Band 3's new Pro mode, which says that it can teach you real-world musical skills. Is that possible through a video game? Well, we'll see. Pro mode was added to the Rock Band series in 2010 in the Rock Band 3 game. There are pro modes for drums, for keyboards, and for guitars, including the bass guitar. And yeah, we'll start by taking a look at the hardware. Because of the issues with getting these things to Europe, I've only got 2 pieces of Pro hardware for now. And well, it's these 2 guys. I'll start with the keyboard. I'll leave that one for a while. So, this is the Rock Band 3 keyboard. It's made by Mad Cats. They haven't got a very good reputation, but this is a good piece of hardware. It's got 25 keys, flats and sharps and everything. White keys, black keys. Yeah, it's got the standard controller buttons. Xbox 360 for me, but they're of course also available for the PlayStation 3 and Wii. Yeah, they are not weighted, so you'll just press them down without any resistance. Up here they are marked with colors for in the game. They refer to the different sections of the keyboard by these colors, so it makes it easier to keep track of where your fingers are. As you can see, it's modeled as a keytar that you can wear like this and play like a real 80s rock star. But that looks horrible, and I don't think that anybody plays it like that, but you can if you just want to rock out for some reason. But when you play in Pro mode, it's a lot easier to just have it in your lap or on a keyboard stand or table or whatever. Up in this little arm here, which you keep your left hand on if you play guitar style, we got a button and a touch sensitive area. With this, if you move your finger on this one while you're holding down a sustained note, it will change the pitch of the note. It functions like the whammy bar on a guitar. And then we have this button. It activates overdrive, a function in the game which gives you additional points and so on. It's, well, nothing special about those. It came with this strap so you can play it as a guitar, but yeah, as I said before, that's ridiculous. I don't think anybody does it. The maybe most intriguing thing about this one is that it's usable as a digital instrument, as an MIDI instrument. We've got some kind of computer interface for those stuff, like GarageBand or MIDI-aux or whatever they're called. There are a lot of free things like that, so you can use it as a real digital instrument. It can't produce any sound by itself, as you can see. It's just no sounds, but if you connect it to a computer, you can use it as a real digital instrument anyway. Then it will use these 4 little LED lamps there and so on, so for different functions. You'll also use the buttons and stuff for changing octaves and those kind of things. Well, it's pretty steady built. You can hit it, and I've dropped it, and it's still working. It registers all your button presses perfectly. I've never had it drop a note or miss something or press the wrong note or whatever. That's just my fault when that happens. It's not that heavy. It's, well, a few kilograms, maybe a pound. Not really sure what you Americans use for those things, but whatever. I think that's all about a keyboard. 25 keys, controller buttons, the touch strip as a whammy bar, the button for activating overdrive, the strap if you want to use it as a keytar, and yeah, that's about it. And then we'll go to this little box. This is an interesting thing. It's as you can see here, it's got an MIDI in, so you can plug in a real MIDI, a real MIDI instrument, a real digital instrument, and then this little box converts that to data that the Xbox or another video game console can read, and as such you can play a real MIDI keyboard or the real MIDI drum set in Rock Band 3. So you can use your real digital keyboard or your real digital drum set as a game controller for Rock Band 3. That's awesome, I think, even though I haven't used it for that. Because there's one more thing about this one. You have to use one of these when you play the real Rock Band 3 guitar. You have to put a cable in there and then put that one into the Xbox. So you can't plug your Rock Band 3 Fender Squier. My Squier is on its way here to Sweden from Germany, so don't know when I get it, but sometime hopefully. It says May 5th, but you'll never know. It was supposed to come today, so earlier, but they changed it, so whatever. But yeah, you can this thing lets you use real digital instruments in Rock Band 3. Yeah, it's got controller buttons, of course, so you can, I guess your digital instruments haven't got Xbox control buttons on them, so you'll have to use this one to navigate menus and so on. Like this, they're pretty nice buttons. They get a little resistance and it pops up back again nicely. You got a D-pad, of course, to navigate menus. You got some more buttons. You got the Xbox guide button, and then you got this, a little three-way switch, which you switch between drums, keyboards, or guitar. Which guitar that means the Fender Squier, because you can't use any guitar, or not even any MIDI guitar. Not even so. You can use MIDI guitars, but that requires a lot of extra hardware and software. You have to run them through computers and synthesizers and stuff, and that is not supported by Harmonix that makes Rock Band. So if you want to use a real guitar in Rock Band 3, the Fender Squier Rock Band 3 guitar and controller is your best bet, really. But if you're technical minded and you've got a MIDI guitar lying around somewhere, you can try. There are some people on the Rock Band forums who have done that and have some pretty extensive tutorials about how to do it. But yeah, you can change the sensitivity of the drums here, so you don't get crosstalk or drop notes or whatever. So it seems good. Then you got this little button for activating overdrive again. It does the same thing as this button on the keyboard. I guess you can use it on the floor and stomp on it or something if you're playing guitar or keyboards. Yeah, it's only for guitar or keyboards. As in-game you'll activate overdrive for drums with a cymbal hit in certain places. Then what more? Oh yeah, the price, of course. This guy has an MSRP of $80, $79.99 I think. So yeah, that translates to well, 80 euros, 80 pounds, 800 Swedish kronas. So, but you can find them on a bit cheaper now in some places. And of course you can buy them used and everything, so you could probably get it for about 60. Then this little one, this one goes for $40. But if they have been, there have been some real shortages of these. So the Xbox one, it wasn't available for half a year after the game's launch. But at least I got one from Amazon. But you can't find them. Well, some Best Buys in the US have had them, as they were the exclusive retailers for the game guitars, so they had to have them. But yeah, here in Sweden you can't find any in the store or nothing. So yeah, but now you can find them on Amazon, and then those guys ships almost everywhere. So now you can get them. Yeah, that's probably all of it for the hardware. Oh yeah, this one is wireless. You don't have to use a cable. It connects as a normal Rock Band or as a normal Xbox controller. This one, on the other hand, is wired, so it has a cable running, and just a USB cable that will plug into the Xbox, and it will connect that way. Yeah, I think that's all about it. Oh yeah, I'll maybe talk a little bit about the other. Well, yeah, the Pro Mode. This was Pro Mode for keyboard controller, but yeah, the drums. There are, with this one, of course, you can use a real electronic drum kit as a Pro Mode controller. But if you want to play Pro Mode with just a usual drum kit, you can't use one of these, because one of these normal Rock Band 1 or Rock Band 2 drum sets, because they have only 4 pads and the kick pedal. In Pro Mode you have to have at least one cymbal, but up to 3 cymbals can you use. So yeah, you need cymbals to play Pro Mode, and they sell an expansion kit for the Rock Band 2 or the Beatles Rock Band drum sets that you can use. I think that's $40. But they isn't usable with these Rock Band 1 drum sets. So original Rock Band drum set, no Pro Mode at all. Rock Band 2 or Beatles drum set, you can buy the cymbal expansion pack. And yeah, they have a real full drum kit too for Rock Band 3, done by Mad Cats and all the other stuff. And yeah, that's for $130, I think, so that's pretty steep. But then you get one of these with cymbals and everything. So yeah, if you can find them, they've been pretty scarce too. And then we got the Iron drum kit. It was launched together with Rock Band 2 as the premium, or yeah, high-end drum kit for Rock Band 2. And that one had 2 cymbals, or well, it's a real electronic drum kit, but it's got a video game console control buttons, everything. So you don't. It's a real electronic drum kit, but you don't have to use one of these. It's got the buttons right on it. Those go for about $200 or more if you want cymbals, which I guess you want if you want to play Pro Mode. So I guess you'll pay at least $300 to get a full set of iron drums. And then of course you can use an electronic drum kit, and those there ain't no limit for the price of those. But yeah, that's for drums.